You ever think about this? One of the best European point guards the NBA has ever seen? Not loud, not flashy, no ego, just pure skill. A 6-time All-Star, 4-time champion, and yeah, a Finals MVP. He wasn't just good, he was a problem, and somehow, he made everything look simple.
San Antonio!
I'm talking about Tony Parker, the engine behind the San Antonio Spurs. People bring up Duncan, Manu, but Parker, he was the one attacking every gap, every mistake. You don't notice it right away, but by the end, he already took over the game, and because of that, that Spurs trio became something else, not just a team, a system. Duncan, Manu, Parker. Different styles, same goal. No drama, no noise, just results. That's why their jerseys are up there now. They didn't chase attention. They just kept winning. And to understand all of that, you have to go back, because this didn't just happen overnight. Tony Parker's story, it's deeper than people think. It wasn't luck. It was build, step by step. Tony Parker wasn't born in France. He was born in Belgium, but grew up in France. That's where everything started to take shape. Basketball wasn't just something he liked. It was already part of his life. And if you look closer, it makes sense. His father, Tony Parker Sr., was a professional player. So growing up, he was already around the game every day. The mindset, the discipline, it was there early. And here's something people don't always know. Basketball wasn't even his first choice. It was soccer at first, a completely different direction, until one moment changed everything. Michael Jordan. And once he saw Jordan play, something clicked. That was it. From that moment, he focused fully on basketball. No distractions, no second thoughts, just one path, and he committed to it. And by 1999, after 2 seasons in France, he stepped into the Pro League. He signed with Paris Basket Racing. He was starting to prove he belonged. And then came a big moment in 2000. The Nike Hoops Summit, USA versus the world. Big stage, real pressure. And Parker didn't back down. He dropped 20 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. That's when people really started to notice him. Then came 2001, the NBA draft.
With the 28th pick in the 2001 draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Tony Parker of Racing Club Paris, France.
And this is where things get interesting. 28th pick. Not hyped, not expected, just a young guard from Europe, picked by the San Antonio Spurs, and at that moment, nobody really knew what was coming next. And here's the crazy part. That 2001 draft class, he came in with names like Zach Randolph, Tyson Chandler, and Paul Gasol. Big talents, big expectations. But Parker, he was just the 28th pick. Quiet, overlooked, and somehow, he ended up being one of the most important ones.
I don't know that much about him, but if he got in the first round, he must be a good player.
And right from his rookie season, the Spurs trusted him. Not just minutes, he became a starter. Imagine that. A young guard, fresh in the league, already playing beside Tim Duncan and David Robinson. That's pressure most players can't handle. And sure, his numbers weren't crazy. Around 9 points, 4 assists. Nothing flashy, but if you really watched the game, you'd see it. The offense just looked better with him on the floor. Faster, cleaner, more controlled. And because of that, he made the all-rookie first team. Not bad for a kid nobody expected. And with Duncan and Robinson leading the way, the Spurs finished strong. 58 wins. Second seed in the West. Yeah, his first season, and he's already in the playoffs. And in the first round, they handled business. Seattle Supersonics, led by Gary Payton, tough team, but the Spurs got through them. Everything was going smoothly until the next round. Because waiting for them was a wall. The Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal at that time. That duo was almost unstoppable. And honestly, the Spurs struggled. They only managed to win one game, Game 2. That's it. The rest, all Lakers. That series showed them something. They weren't ready yet, not for that level. But then, the next season changed everything. 2002-2003. A new piece arrived, Manu Ginóbili, and now, something was forming. Duncan, Parker, Manu, you could feel it. This team was about to become special. And with David Robinson still there, they became serious contenders. This time, Parker stepped up. No more just potential. He averaged around 15 points, 5 assists. More confident, more aggressive. You could see the growth. And by the end of the season, they owned the West 60 wins first seed. Different energy now, different mindset. This wasn't just a good team anymore. This was a championship team. And once the playoffs started, they looked unstoppable. First round, Phoenix Suns, handled. They were locked in, focused. Every game felt controlled. Then came the rematch, Lakers again. Kobe and Shaq, same rivalry, different outcome.
It had that feel. Duncan goes over Robert Horry that time. Duncan has such a size.
The Spurs weren't backing down this time. They took game 1 and 2. Lakers answered back, 2-2. Now it was a real fight. But then, Spurs closed it out. Game 5, Game 6. No more chances.
Win 7-game series in San Antonio. Swept the Lakers during the regular season. They were up 2-0. The Lakers battled back to 2-2. But then it was San Antonio on Tuesday. And tonight, on the road, finally a road team in this series.
No more mistakes. They eliminated the Lakers. That moment right there, that changed everything. Now they move on to the Western Conference Finals. Dallas Mavericks, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, another tough duo. Game 1, close game. Dallas took it 113-110, and suddenly, pressure again. But the Spurs responded, 3 straight wins, just like that, 3-1. They took control of the series, and by Game 6, they finished the job. Now they're in the finals. And think about this. Tony Parker, second season, already in the NBA Finals. That's crazy. Waiting for them, the New Jersey Nets, Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin, Dikembe Mutombo. Another serious challenge. And the finals. It was a battle, back and forth, both teams fighting hard. But the Spurs, they had the edge. Better system, better execution. They closed it in Game 6. And just like that, Tony Parker wins his first championship, second season, already a champion. That's not normal. That's something else. And that moment also marked an ending.
It went so fast. Like it's hard to remember everything because you know the first time is like it was just everything was like going fast.
And after that, David Robinson retired. One legend steps away, while the next era begins. Because from here on, it was Duncan, Manu, and Parker, the real Spurs dynasty. No more safety net. This was their team now.
San Antonio Spurs select Tony Parker of Racing Club Paris, France.
2003-2004 season, they tried to go back-to-back, still strong. 57 wins, Parker improving again, around 15 points, 5 assists. Everything looked solid, until the playoffs. First round, they beat Seattle, no problem. But then, Lakers again, and this time, it was different. And because now the Lakers were stacked, Kobe, Shaq, plus Gary Payton, Karl Malone, that's a super team. And even though the Spurs fought hard, they couldn't finish it. They lost the series in Game 6, no back-to-back. And yeah, that hurt. But sometimes, losses like that, they build something bigger. Because the next season, 2004-2005, they came back stronger. 59 wins, second seed. And Parker, now he's leveling up again. 16 points, 6 assists, more control. At this point, he's not just part of the team anymore. He's becoming a leader. And in the playoffs, they showed it. First round, Denver Nuggets lost game 1, but then answered with 4 straight wins. And moving into the second round, they faced Seattle again. This time, it went all the way to game 6. Not easy, but the Spurs handled it. They stayed composed, stayed disciplined, and just like that, they moved forward again. Then came the Western Conference Finals, and honestly, this one felt fast. Phoenix Suns didn't really stand a chance. They almost got swept, only managed to steal one game, Game 4. Other than that, it was all Spurs. And now, think about this for a second. 4th season in the league, and Tony Parker is already back in the NBA Finals. 2nd Finals appearance. That's the kind of growth you rarely see. But this time, it wasn't easy. Waiting for them, the Detroit Pistons, a team built on defense, toughness, and chemistry. No weak spots, no easy matchups. This was going to be a real battle. Look at that roster. Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, every single one, solid. They didn't rely on just one star. They played as a unit, and they weren't backing down. And the finals, it was exactly what people expected. Tough, physical, close games. Every possession mattered. This wasn't high scoring. This was defense at its highest level. The series went all the way, Game 7, everything on the line. And that last game, low scoring, tight, intense. Every shot felt heavy. Every mistake mattered. But in the end, the Spurs held on. They became champions again. 2005 NBA champions. And for Tony Parker, that's championship number 2. Still young, but already building a legacy. Then came the 2006-2007 season, and this was one of his best years. He averaged around 18 points, 5 assists, more confident than ever. Even though they finished 3rd in the West, it didn't matter, because once the playoffs started, they turned it on again. Another run, another mission.
Tony Parker, pressure on the defense, the crossover with the nice left hand off the glass, and then
Western Conference Finals, Utah Jazz. They almost swept them. Finished the series in 5 games. Dominant, they were locked in. And then, the finals. Cleveland Cavaliers, led by a young LeBron James, still rising, still learning. And the Spurs, they didn't give him a chance. This time, no Game 7, no drama. They swept the Cavs 4-0, complete control from start to finish. And finally, Tony Parker gets it. Finals MVP, not Duncan, not Manu, him. That moment proved everything. He wasn't just part of the system. He was one of the leaders. Now let's jump forward. 2013, another finals appearance, but this one, historic, because waiting for them was the Miami Heat. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, a super team. At that time, they ruled the league, and this series, it had everything. Spurs were close, so close. They were about to win it all, one moment away, one stop away, and then everything changed. Ray Allen, that shot, corner 3, game tied, series saved, and just like that, it went to Game 7.
Back out to Allen, his three-pointer, bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining! Spurs do not have a timeout! But the officials are going to review to see if Allen was behind the line.
And in Game 7, the Heat finished it. 3rd championship was gone. That one really hurts, you could see it. But here's the thing about great teams. They come back, and the next season, they got their chance again. 2014 Finals, Spurs versus Heat. Rematch, same teams, same stage. But this time, different result. The Spurs didn't play around. Beautiful basketball, perfect execution. They only gave Miami 1 win. Just one. Finished it in 5 games. And just like that, Tony Parker wins his 4th championship, his last one. But what a way to do it. After that, things slowly changed. Time catches up to everyone. The Spurs stayed competitive, but they never reached the finals again. 2017-2018 season, his final year with the Spurs. 17 years with one team. That's rare. That's loyalty. But by then, you could see it. He was 36. Numbers dropped. Around 7 points, 3 assists. Not the same Parker, no, but still respected. They made the playoffs but lost in the first round. And then, a new chapter. 2018-2019. His final NBA season, signed with the Charlotte Hornets. Different jersey, different role. No longer the star, now a veteran, a mentor, coming off the bench, helping the younger guys. And after one season, that was it. June 10th, 2019, Tony Parker officially retired. And when you look back at his career, you realize something. He didn't need the spotlight. He didn't need the noise. He just played the game the right way. So what about you? Were you a fan of Tony Parker? One of the best European point guards. Quiet, efficient, but unforgettable.
But at the same time, I knew that I still have to improve and I still had goals and stuff like that. But the first one, it was just a blur, basically.